Hey y'all. So I am in Arizona for a solo vacation for my birthday, and right now I am getting ready for the pool. And so I decided let's just get active and do a get ready with me pool edition. And so we just gonna chat it up. I am gonna get ready and we gonna chat. First thing I'm gonna do is start off with some Vaseline for my mouth and my neck. I'll start with why I'm here. And so I wanted to do a solo trip for a while now. I am going to list all the products that I use below so that I don't have to stop and explain it. So I'll show it to y'all, and then in the description box below, I'll list what they are. So boom. And my next step is this for a primer. And I'm not doing heavy makeup because I'm literally just going out to the heated pool upstairs. I'm not even gonna get in the pool right now because I wanna go out like directly after I do this. I honestly don't wanna have to shower and do all that again. So what I'm gonna do is just go out there to get my thoughts together, organize my day, because I'm kind of doing things on the whim, which is kind of new for me. I'm like really strategic and organized. I have ideas of where I want to go today, but honestly, a lot of things are just on the whim because I think it's fun. So I'm gonna use that time at the pool to like get my vitamin D for the day, organize my thoughts, eat a little breakfast, all those things at once, get the energy of the pool, and then get ready to do my day activities. And so for the face, because I'm just running errands, doing like around the city things, I'm not doing deep makeup. That'll be for tonight. Right now, let's focus, child. Okay, so that's face, right? Face and primer. I like to give makeup tutorial. I like to give my makeup time to sit. If I was home with my face steamer right here, I just assume that these people had a steamer, and they do not. At home, I do not use an iron. I hate iron. I used to live with my mom and my brother. Like my mom be like, girl, you want me to iron now? I'm like, girl, for sure, because I hate the iron. It's just too strenuous to get the clothes like unwrinkled, like relax. So what I do use at home is a steamer. So this hotel, like a 4-star on paper, and of this hotel is that one, they don't have a big closet for my stuff. So I like to have my stuff organized. I am the girly that unpacks everything, puts it right, because it's an experience. And this needs to feel like my home for a couple of days. And so everything is unpacked. I'm not living out of a suitcase. It's an experience. Each day I hang up my things like I'm at home. Bought like outfits, and I gotta like arrange each day the hangers because they have like a little closet space, but there's not necessarily a closet. And so I can't put all my clothes up at one time. I took it back to the streets. I put all the clothes that I'm gonna wear today in the bathroom while I was in the shower and let the steam do its job. I feel like everybody knows that hack, but if you don't know that hack, that's the hack. So usually I would put a face steamer. So after this makeup, what I'm gonna do is stand in front of like the hot steam in the bathroom for like 5 minutes. So I'm not gonna run it while I'm talking because then you guys will hear that sound, but that's my concept. I know somebody that's esthetician gonna watch and be like, you ain't put enough, child, don't bully me already. So boom, I shouldn't be outside more than 45 minutes to an hour before I have to reapply. And so, bring it down a neck, chat. Get in the crevice, Like, I love my skin, but my neck, I have eczema there for some odd reason, and it activates during the winter. So in New York, it already got crazy, and I so badly. And it's also because a reason is I do irritate it a lot by using extremely hot water. And so I'm not finna shower with lukewarm water. I'm not at that level of life commitment. But what I do to combat it every day, add the moisture back, is the Vaseline. I usually wouldn't use cocoa butter. I would just use the old school one, Vaseline, and then follow it up with this bad boy, right? And so you can use anyone. I used to use CeraVe healing ointment, but it was $20-some, child, and I was like, I just don't. So I'm using this right now as a cheaper dupe to that, and so it's for the babies, right? And if people gonna use it for their children, it's good enough for me. So I use a little bit. Hey, I would hate to look greasy, but nobody ever says like, oh, she's so shiny, it looks bad. Like, no one has ever said that. What they will say is, you look dry. and cracked. And we don't never want to look dry and cracked, right? So I put it on my neck because I'm gonna be outside, and then you do the lips. Your lips also, right? So the lips get the sunscreen because your lips get dry too. You can have burnt lips. Like, we don't like that, we don't like that. And then the rest, you get them hands, right? You know, we Negro. We gotta get in a crevice. So, the first level of just basic maintenance. Now I can get into the makeup stuff. So, right, just making sure. So now at this point, my skin has had time to get acclimated and relax, like soak up a little bit what we're doing. But I still want to give her a little bit of time. So I'm gonna move my hair back a little bit. Okay, just so she don't move. We need her sturdy. So I'm going to start with what takes the longest amount of time, right? That I always want to go for is seamless. So I'm always thinking about how can I make this look as close to my face as possible, right? And so first, that might be too dark. Okay, fine. It's a little too dark and I don't like it. So what I'm gonna use it as instead, and we vibing, this is just like off the cuff makeup, right? But it's light. I'm gonna use it as like a quick, what I call like bronzer concealer. Not super dark, but just enough. It's a little snatched. But while that does that, yeah, it's too dark. But I'm gonna let it sit for a second. And if I have any blemishes, which I do, like this part right here is so stubborn, but it might be me because I be picking it. Okay, I don't really care too much about blemishes, by the way. As long as like my under eye looks good, I'd be like, all right, we moving and shaking. Now get into the eyebrow, right? While that sits into my skin for a little second. Like I said, right? Makeup artists, girlies have let us already know that it's about time. And so even if I'm in a rush, I try to maximize the time that I do have to stretch the makeup, right? And so I also have a mirror, like the hotel mirror thingy right behind this, right? But I want to stretch it out so that the time that I do have, I'm not waiting to put it on, right? Everything is baking and like doing its thing. My face is getting heated up with like my body temperature while we talk. And I don't do a bunch, right, for the face. Like I said, we're running errands. I'm gonna stop at some local places. I'm gonna get a bite to eat. Those kind of things. I still have not eaten. Woke up today late and I kind of just was moving slow because I want to. I'm one of those people that are kind of always like on a timer and moving really fast. I'm challenging myself on this trip of like, yo, you can slow down. This is literally your time. You don't have to wait for anybody. You are literally on your schedule, solo, okay? So honoring myself in that way, you're not in a rush, okay? And so this is, we already know the vibes, in Espresso. I'm gonna put some on my hand because I already feel like that's too much. To one, right, get that hand heated, activated, and I take it off. I don't like it looking, like I said, minimal. Okay. And like the eyebrow, I never like to like I have really thin brows. So I don't do much for my girlies. Right here now, I'm taking that one from my hands and we're gonna start the highlighting process with that same concealer. Bring her down. And then what I do is link her here to kind of snatch my nose a little bit. I like my Negro nose. No comments on that. We like our African features around here, okay? But I do like the of it a little bit. So now I am going to do this a little bit at the top. You'll see how it blends. And this is not my go-to, right? I'm gonna do it different if I had different products. But some of the products, honestly, I lost them. I wasn't gonna buy a whole bunch of new makeup brushes. I looked at all my makeup brushes that I had at home, and I was like, girl, I'm not washing none of these. Like, I'm not washing nothing else. So I bought new sponges. I also like use my sponges a couple times, because I don't know about y'all, but the dirtiness a little bit, it adds to the Lolo, right? And so what I am is really clean about my face. And so when I do that, like I have it in a little sanitized bag, we finna recycle. I feel bad if I do it for 1 or 2 days with the same sponge, because now it's not so like fresh. Makeup doesn't rub off. It's a little okay. Where I am seated in this hotel is like right near the sink. And so what I really like is that the sink is right next to everything. And so I can just run stuff over it. So I just need to get that wet a little bit. And so I'm gonna start with the brows first, right? We're gonna do that under eye for as long as we can. So I'm gonna start with the lighter color first. So the bottom. And now people about coming to Arizona forever. Not really forever, but I really love the concept, specifically in the movie Waiting to Exhale. And so growing up, me and my mom used to watch the movie all the time. That was like our thing, one of our things. And growing up, right, I just love Whitney Houston. That's another thing. You will see me in my Whitney Houston fit. In a part of the vlog, I'll input all my outfits as I wear them. Houston was so big in my life because of my mama. Like, my mama stand Whitney down. Like, she was the real one. And so, loving Whitney, standing Angela Bassett, okay, motherfucking down. Iconic black women. Shout out to Layla Rashawn, who the streets always thought was Robin Givens. Love Layla Rashawn. 90s, like, you ate up, sister. Oh my God, Loretta Devine. Am I crazy? Loretta Devine. Longevity of her career, just being a plus size black woman. Like, these are my aunties. And so coming into I'll be 29. And so coming into my almost 30. Bitch, you pushing 30. Girl, you pushing 30. So coming into that, right, I was just like, I want to do something that's kind of soul enriching and free. And living in New York, go downtown all the time. I'm going to do a trip in New York, a staycation. So y'all see that a little later in another vlog. But I wanted to really tap in with myself in a way that I'm not worried about anything. And so I said, what does that sound like? What does that feel like? And I was like, that feels like wellness. That feels like the spa. That feels like good deep air. That feels like beautiful scenery. And I was like, we going to Arizona. And so I made the funds. See, I'm chatting and not doing the makeup. This minute, I was kind of doubting myself out of this trip. I've never been anywhere alone, like out the, you know, not anywhere alone, but like far away. So I've done DC by myself and things like that, but never far from New York. And I was like, what you so scared of? You? Go outside. Go outside. And so I'm outside. That movie just means so much to me about black women liberation, the sisterhood and the freedom, being able to do it different. And so that movie for me is like a microcosm of black femininity and what we know it to be. And what it means to just be a woman, right? Not even feminine, just a woman. Embracing the self, embracing life in that way, embracing care and honesty and truth. And so I was like, we outside. I wanted to be able to go to a place that I didn't have to worry about like people on my back and things like that. I wanted to just be zen. And so I'm gonna do some spa day. I'm gonna go hiking. We're gonna look at the beautiful landscape of this place. So excited to do that. I dropped something on the floor, child. I always check in with the elders. I love older women. I love their energy. I love their wisdom. I think about my grandmother at times like this. My grandmother was older by the time I came around. My parents had me late in life. Always rep myself. Where is it at? Hold on. My nickname up here. And it's my grandmama name, which is my middle name, which is the name of the channel, right? My grandmother was born in the 20s. And so an older generation of blackness. And so every time I would get around to her, and my dad named me after her. As a tribute, I think I'm the only one in my family named after her. We had our own special relationship, which was so beautiful. Like, she taught me so much, and I'm so indebted to her as a human. Lessons that she taught me, which are different than, you know, what my dad may have gotten from her as a child, and what my aunts and uncle may have gotten from her. I'm not telling anybody's story, but I'm just saying my relationship with her was just so different from everyone, and I really cherished it. Like my father, he taught me to cherish it as it was happening. You know what I mean? Like, this is blackness, this is beauty, this is generation. And I'm always so grateful to have had that time with my grandmother. And I hope my kids will have that time with my mama. You know what I mean? Let's not get emotional. Woo. So letting that next layer sit, and then we're done, right, with the concealer. I'm just gonna put some things back in my makeup bag. I am really big on up as I go. I hate like this ordinary stuff. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies. And so, you niggas give me heebie-jeebies, yo. She was wildin'. All right, I say all that to say, I think of my grandmother specifically, but just the women in my family and just women taking risks, right? Like a lot of the women that I know had children really early in life. Experiences are like, you gotta think about kids, you gotta think about marriage, you gotta think about partner. I see where I'm at right now. I don't have those ties. And so I can just be free someplace, right? That freedom means of me like being of self-discovery, of understanding, process of living alone, right? And so I think about my grandmother who had never lived alone. Went from her parents' house to like married. Never lived alone until she was like in her 60s. But she had never known how to be by yourself. And like the power of knowing how to be by yourself. I like me. I like being around me. I like being around me home. I like being around me at other places. I like being around me, right? So I want to just share that with everybody. I was talking to the elders, and one of my mom's friends, she was just like, what are you gonna do? Because you go on vacation by yourself. And I'm like, think about me. Do you enjoy being around me? You like it, right? Now think about how much I like it, right? So I don't need other people to have fun. People meet me and they think I'm extroverted just because of like my persona kind of, but I love to be alone, very introverted about myself. So I was like, this is such a great place to just go live. I people watched yesterday. I went to a local restaurant that's like literally across the street from my hotel. They were having a Suns game and it was kind of late. So I was like, I don't want to be walking out too late. So I had a little drink, I had a little piece of food, some cheesecake in the refrigerator that I'm gonna bust down after I take these bikini pictures. You know, I gotta get it right and get it tight for the photos, and then we could bust that cheesecake down. I just enjoyed the space. I took some photos. I'm gonna go walk around outside after this. I'm gonna go to the dispensary chow and do the I am going to maybe go to the Botanical Garden today, or like they have a little desert thing, just to, you know, do some looks and some pics. Eat somewhere good and then come back and get dressed up and go somewhere and pop in where the niggas is at. Arizona, where's the niggas? Sometimes I be like, hey, who's over there? I want to be over there with them. So I'm gonna be over there with the niggas, maybe, or with the girls. So we'll see what happens, you know? We'll see what happens. Just have to buff this out and then we can get going. We can go. You ain't a tree. You can move. We can move. I'm trying to see what other low vibrational things I can get into today. We'll see. I hate them power, you know. I really hope that this town has low vibrational NYX. I really do. So now it's just a setting process. So y'all gotta hear that water for like 5 seconds. You'll be okay. Breathe through it. Breathe through it. That I learned the power of the Beauty Blender. Now that I watched all the episodes of Girlfriends and saw how good their makeup looks in the early 2000s, I understand how powerful of a tool the Beauty Blender was at that time. That is set in the Black community, Black makeup community. Powerful. I don't have that. I have the Real Techniques version, and that's fine too. Okay, but it brought the ideas to the door. Who did that? Black women, okay? Sure, she is just set all together. That's another thing. Makeup be looking crazy. A lot of the time, it's just because it's not blended. That's all. Outside of being like the wrong shade, but it's just not blended. But I don't have that issue. I let my face do what she needs to. You know, you gotta know what the capabilities of your face are, or what the strengths of your face are. That's the power of makeup. So, and the power of baking is just crazy. Like, it just, everything together. You be thinking you look cute, and then you just look better. You look better with the baking. And so what I do, because I know the power of baking, I also do that in my dark parts, right? The bronzer parts. I go back with concealer. which is also Rihanna. I'll put the shade, just the darker one, right? And not too crazy. Just enough so you know it's different. And because it's light makeup, I'm not gonna go in with the pressed powder like I would if I was going out tonight, so y'all see the difference of it. But this is it. This is enough to get the job done. This is the face, right? I'm gonna add some now moisture to it so it doesn't look cakey. And so I'm teaching y'all the tricks of the trade, okay? I'm gonna let that sit for like 2 seconds. I don't let it bake for long. Finish with some moisturizer too. Again, the lips is important. It's important. It's important. And I'm gonna teach you a trick that Janet, I'm showing you out right now. If y'all watching this, teach me stuff, y'all. I remember it. So Janet from Tumblr. Janet, if you're watching this, I think I learned this from you. I remember you saying this to me. If not Janet, Janet friend. So still Janet. Vaseline, eyelids. Look at that. Now it looks like completely different. I don't do eye makeup. I'm not good at it. So I never learned to do it. I don't do things that I know I ain't good at. I don't want to learn either. I like a really natural basic face. It gives like 90s video vixen for me. And so that's my era that I always want to stay at. I don't like, you know, I just want to, what does the face do? What can the face do? I want to know that. The crazy thing is, y'all, I think I really love my face spray that I would use. So that's why I gotta do the little shower combo. The face before the spray. Get into her. She's pretty, ain't she? Okay. So this is the face before the spray. And now I'm gonna go in the bathroom and like make it dewy.